So I've been thinking about this girl group for a while now and wondering what their position is in K-pop. I followed them since their pre-debut days when there used to be 9 members debuting, all the way until now where they are one of K-pop's biggest acts. I don't know if you guys know them, but I'm going to talk about them today. I'm kidding, we're talking about Blackpink. Blackpink has been one of my favorite girl groups to come out from the 3rd generation, bridging from the feminine pink and girl crush black concepts together to make Blackpink. They were the most anticipated girl group to come out from YG after a massive but short-lived success of 21, a girl group that broke boundaries of what it means to be a boss-ass bitch. 21 challenged the way girls could be seen, and Blackpink was meant to carry the torch with music just as bombastic and loud as 21's. It wasn't a surprise that Blackpink became a success. Hell, it was fated from the beginning with the group debuting under one of the big 3. Whistle won his first win in less than a week after they debuted, showing the power and force behind the girls. After releasing a few new songs after that year, it seemed like Blackpink was on their way to be one of the biggest girl groups of all time, a hype train so big that couldn't be contained. Then, a hiatus. And another one. And another. I think what makes Blackpink's legacy so controversial is the way how YG fails to flesh out Blackpink to match their competitors with multiple comebacks in a year. It's almost annoying that despite being a 7-year-old group, the band has less than 60 songs, counting remixes, live mixes, and half-baked Japanese versions. It's almost annoying that we spend more time watching these girls through Instagram crafting the perfect lives and then performing live, which makes you wonder, why is Blackpink considered to be in the top 3? Well, I'm going to explain why, and also thank them for the impact they have on K-pop. Now, I'm not here to say that the girls don't deserve it to be in the top 3. In fact, they clearly have shown time and time again that they do. Mostly the appeal comes from the girls and the way how they're viewed by the public. From the get-go, there's this air of exclusivity that Blackpink members extrude, a kind of appeal where you're selected to be in one of their circles, you're automatically cool and amazing.
If I let you in my circle, you a winner.
You're almost lucky enough to catch glimpses of them outside the glitz and glamour, lucky enough to spot them outside of an exclusive after party or live event. You're just lucky enough to be in the same time zone as them, as the same universe as them.
I'm not like this other girls at all.
The girls fulfill 4 different archetypes. Jennie as the cool, rich girl, Jisoo the sweetest girl next door, Lisa the bad bitch, and Rosé the indie soft girl with her guitar. There's not much that you know of the girls besides what they show to us and the enviable lifestyles they have. They are girls we wish we had in our lives or wish to be, pretty and successful in their own ways. Sometimes they show a bit of their shyness and sweetness to others, but there isn't much of a parasocial relationship that's formed when you stand with the girls. For example, I love Jennie. Jennie is one of my top biases from the beginning with her slick cat-eye looks and cool demeanor. I love her to death. All I know is her persona and what kind of energy she extrudes to us, rather than the minute details of her pets, what's her favorite breakfast, and so on. I'm sure the bigger Gen stans can answer all of those questions, but I love her because she reminds me a lot of what I could have been. A pretty rich girl with her Chanel bags, kissing and telling boys that she has encountered through the years, and so on. I love Lisa too for her saccharine off-screen personality, but more importantly, her headstrong and badass persona on stage. She puts out this kind of confidence that I wish I had 24/7, a kind of confidence that smiles through high-pressure evaluations during pre-debut like they're nothing. I love Rosé and her passion for music. Even though she's the most reserved, she gives a good indie girl vibe with blonde waves that could set anybody. She's the curl girl that everyone thinks they are when they play the guitar for the first time and has the sweetest heart. Lastly, I love Jisoo for her soft girl next door vibe, a vampire who never ages. She's adorable in the way she expresses herself, and while she may be the least favorite overseas, she's so popular and well loved in Korea for her vibrant personality and good looks. Blackpink presents themselves as persona rather than the reflection of a real person, which I think is the biggest appeal to them. There's this air of mystery when you scroll down their Instagrams as you try to figure out how they amass 70 to 90 million followers on their own, showing the true power of influence. You just know that they're famous, with just as famous friends, having some fun as famous people. Honestly, this is how Blackpink thrives when they're on hiatus. They sell a dream and a fantasy rather than reality, a life where you can just be naturally popular and famous for absolutely no reason. I Spy does an excellent and deeper analysis on the girls and how self-insert keeps the girls thriving and succeeding during hiatuses if you guys want to check it out. I remember stumbling through a comment while I was researching on this video and it said it best, and I'm paraphrasing at this point. Blackpink has perfected the idol trend, the idea of being famous for being famous. You don't know much about them other than they're part of a girl group that influences girls beyond music and through fashion and lifestyle. They can be whoever you want them to be. I know that I did drag on the lack of songs at the beginning, and one was to ask, was waiting half the time really worth it? At times, I don't think so. Sometimes I feel like I'm not getting anything new, but rather a repackage of something that I already have. It's like going through the Bath & Body Works tables and trying to find something new, only to have smelled the scent before from the previous season. However, the hype between comebacks is what gets people to come back. Blinks literally eat up every time they have a comeback despite the music being the same at times, and I find it really amazing. Their branding is so strong that fans are willing to wait excessive amounts of time, which says a lot about the marketing behind Blackpink. It's not to say that these albums weren't excellent. The album remains to be one of my favorite K-pop releases in 2020, mixing between Korean and English to create a pretty badass album with even cooler features with Cardi B and Selena Gomez. Born Pink showed their vulnerability through The Happiest Girl, Hard to Love, and Tally, something that I really believe was really missing in their discography. It shows that success is entirely everything as they struggle with being loved, being happy, and being able to have some autonomy. Most of their pre-release singles are more of a signal of that they're back with their bombastic and loud bassy music, but their actual singles show a different side of themselves. For example, Lovesick Girls is a dance pop fused with very strong emotional verses and a catchy chorus in comparison to the formulaic pre-release How You Like That. Shut Down includes a sample of a classical song that addresses their haters in comparison to their pre-release Pink Venom, which is a type of song that you would get used to hearing from Blackpink at this point. Yes, Blackpink is known for having the same type of songs over and over again, but I think that's a part of their brand, how they show themselves. They sell confidence in a 3-minute song before diving deeper to the rest of the albums. There are themes that are problematic, of course, as there's a lot of pick-me energy in which Blackpink aren't like other girls, but I also think this is more a fault of the male producers in the room more than anything else. Also, no one has ever said Blackpink are feminists. Anyways. Blackpink doesn't really write their own songs as often as other artists, which gives them a slight disadvantage. However, it's not to say that it's the worst thing because, well, Teddy can definitely produce really amazing tracks. To me, Blackpink's music is meant to be enjoyed in a way that isn't supposed to be thought-provoking or influencing a generation. Honestly, the debate of whether or not music is better if the artists themselves are involved is ridiculous because to me, if the songs are good, who cares who's producing it? Unless, of course, you're essaying people or taking advantage of artists, then fuck off. But for the most part, who even cares if you can't make your own music? Britney Spears didn't for a while. She's still regarded as one of the best pop stars of our era. As much as people drag them for the same old stuff, you can't sit here and pretend that Do wasn't revolutionary when it came out or the impact of the albums while it was. Everybody, and I mean everybody, was bopping to How You Like That and Crazy Over You. Do not lie to yourselves. You most definitely saw that Coachella set too. You like Blackpink, or at least the music and some of their performances anyways. Blackpink wouldn't be Blackpink without their scandals. Most of it comes from good old misogyny where there are rumors to be dating or fucking everybody in the phone book to get where they are today. There are rumors about Jennie seeing Blackpink's G-Dragon, BTS's Taehyung, their own producer, and many other men I failed to count. Rosé and Lisa are rumored to be dating the head of Spotify or some LVMH heir apparently, which I don't even know what to say other than the fact that not every man and woman together means a couple, you guys. Jisoo is the only one who's currently seeing someone publicly, and Bohyun and Jennie as well, who dated EXO's Kai. There were also long-standing rumors that the girls did drugs, some of which ended up being a part of ugly fan wars, and many who have accused him seriously of that has been sued by the company. The girls have been accused of cultural appropriation a few times by Black and Desi communities respectively, in which some cases have gotten apologies. There's also Jennie's lazy dancing scandal that plagued all of 2018 and now to the present day. Everyone and their moms knows of the scandal, which is about Jennie not giving 100% of her energy on stage, and sometimes even leaving the stage altogether. They would chalk up to her partying out every night as a reason as to why she's not performing that well, which turns out there's a reason for this.
As a K-pop superstar, you know, so much of your life is on constant display for your fans. Your days as a trainee were documented and broadcast, and today Blackpink can't even leave the airport without fans following. You know, you're able to share so much of yourself with the world and your fans, but you're also not able to share everything. Like, what are some ways that you have felt maybe misunderstood by people, and what are some things that you feel like you wish you'd been able to share or share differently if you were given the chance?
Over the pandemic and even up to right now, I've learned to take care of my body, and I've learned a lot about myself with my health and how my muscles work, how bendy I am with my arms, with my, like, in every detail that I've spent time. And it all started because I would constantly hurt myself during performances and lives compared to other girls. And it was just a stressful thing in my life. I'm like, there we go. I fell again. Like, I tripped over again. And like, I realized that even though I had the training days, that was more about I need to be good at dancing, not how do I keep myself safe and healthy while I'm, you know, doing this. So I feel like I've disappointed my fans at some point of my life where it seemed like I wasn't giving my best. But I haven't had the moment to say this, but I want to say that I did not know how to control my body and like use my body the way I should. Yeah, when I'm like traveling so much and my body's all bloated and my feet are like so bloated, if I try to dance in heels, my stamina just goes really down because I know it's uncomfortable for me. So yeah, stuff like that. I've wanted to not come clean, but wanted to share with my fans that I'm still at a point where I'm learning about myself, if anything. So yeah, let me be the person to share me, like, from now on. And yeah.
Now, for some, this may seem like an excuse, but I believe her. Jennie may not be a consistent performer, but when she does perform, boy, is she really good at it. I just wish that she didn't injure herself all the time, and be careful though, because she does get hurt pretty often. I think what's incredible about Blackpink is that their scandals don't weigh them down, but add to the overall lore they have. I mean, I find it pretty coincidental that Tally came out at a time when Jennie and Taehyung were rumored to be together, as the lyrics kind of hit a little bit too much on the nose if you ask me. It has a sprinkle of their personal life, their highly publicized life, to add more flavor, which I think elevates the brand more as it appeals to the more gossipy side of us. Because the little devil wears Prada and the Western audiences love a little drama, so why not make up some for the girlies to talk about you? The hiatuses definitely shine a light through all the bullshit too. I've seen many blinks dug deep into everything about the girls because of the fact that the hiatuses are so long in between, where they create outfits for them, scenarios of them fighting each other, or even hate trains by the other members. I've never seen this kind of thing happen with other groups, just with Blackpink, which makes them pretty dang special if you ask me. Because how can you possibly make content out of little content? Who knows, but the blinks definitely got it down. Coming up as I'm writing this video, and hopefully as I record, edit, and publish this, they have renewed their contracts. It will be a major testament to their commitment to stay together, or rather stay together for a year or two before going back to doing their influencing stuff. It would be amazing that they can withstand the test of time and the mistreatment they've gotten in the recent years. It would be interesting to see what Blackpink as a group will offer in the future. Maybe Teddy will let Jennie and Rosé produce for once and come up with something new. Or maybe they'll double their discography by the time that the next contract renewal happens. There's so much at stake for YG if Blackpink doesn't renew, so I hope they bring out the big guns because, well, that's what the girls definitely deserve. Of course, if this is the end of the road for them, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving us years of bops and inspiration for outfits and lifestyles. Thank you for showing up to the nuances of being popular and pretty. And thank you for being you. If you like this video, don't forget to give a like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya!